Nice going. You really showed him what the Divine Dragon can do. Now, to Solm Palace. Stay close. I'd hate for you to split off and get lost. Again.
Thanks, Fogato.
This ought to be interesting. It's been years since I visited the palace.
Years? I thought Solm and Firene had a good relationship.
Our countries are allies, sure, but that doesn't mean our families are close-knit. In fact, out of Solm's whole royal family, my mother and I have only met Queen Sephoria.
What? No one else?
Nope. Not the royal consort, not the crown princess, and not her brother the prince.
That's strange.
I never met them either.
Same thing happened to you, huh?
I may have forgotten the way to the palace, but I remember well what happened there. It was a strange scene. The queen received us alone, with no one attending her. When we asked to meet the princess and prince, she told us they weren't there.
She told us the exact same thing. I asked when they'd be back, and she said, no idea. It didn't make sense. If you're royalty, you can't leave your castle whenever you like. I got the feeling she was hiding them from us. But why? Were they sick or shy?
Shy? That would surprise me. Everyone we've met here has been so friendly.
The queen is too. There are just some things about the royal family that don't add up. Let's be on guard, all right?
Got it.
We're here. Solm Palace. Now all that's left is asking those guards to open the gate.
Thanks for leading the way, Fogato. I don't know how we'd have gotten here without you.
Of course. Just another day in the life of a sentinel.
I'll be sure to commend you to the queen. Anyway, now we'd better be on our way. Huh? Fogato, what are you doing?
Talking to the guards. What else?
Does he have a meeting with the queen as well?
Beats me. Maybe he's here on some kind of sentinel business.
Fogato, wait for us.
Hey, I'm home.
Home?
Welcome back, Prince Fogato.
I'll open the gate.
Yes, let the gate be open!
Prince. Did that guard say prince?
Unless we misheard him. In exactly the same way.
Thanks for waiting, folks.
Fogato, we're a little confused. Are you the Prince of Solm?
Did I not mention that?
No, you didn't.
Whoops! Egg me face! Right, let me do this properly. I'm Fogato, Captain of the Sentinels, and the Prince of Solm. Welcome to my family's palace. Come on in. You wanted to meet Mom, right? Mom! Visitors!
What is happening?
I didn't realize he was royalty.
Prince personally going on patrols. Not something you see every day.
I wonder why we never met him before. He doesn't seem sick. He's certainly not shy.
It's a mystery. Anyway, let's head in. Don't want to keep Prince Fogato waiting.
Stolen, miserable, torn apart from your friends. How delicious.
Lady Vale.
Zephyr, tell me, what are the Divine Dragon's forces up to?
They passed through the Shadowy Moor. It appears they've arrived in Solm.
So they did not return to Brodia. They're gathering more rings. Good.
Can we go after them, Lady Vale? I'm itching for a rematch.
Patience, Marnie. If we wait, we can steal Solm's ring from them along with the others.
Oh, smart. I'll be a good girl and wait then.
You are a treasure, Marnie.
Isn't she just? The pride of the Four Hounds.
You two really heap on the praise. That's why I love ya.
You're such a child. Praise is for chumps. It's much more fun to be punished.
Worry not, Chris. You will soon have all the agony your heart could want.
That's what I like to hear. The perks of the gig right there.
And you, Mauvier? How would you like to be rewarded?
Nothing for me, my lady.
You won't even say my name. How cold. That's all right. For now, we wait. We watch. And then, when the time comes...
Lady Vale?
I've been awake for too long. I must sleep. Here are your instructions. Zephyr, take charge.
As you wish.
What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. Last time, we met Prince Forgato of Solm and his sentinels, and helped them fight against the corrupted. And this time, we are heading to the palace to see if we can get the Ring of the Radiant Hero. But before that, we actually don't have a Somniel topic for the day. I know, after 20-some episodes, we finally have run out of things to talk about in the Somniel. Which is insane, by the way, that it took this long. But I guess all we need to do before actually getting the chapter started is to go over our support and bond conversations, in which we have none. So I guess I'll just meet you at the start of the chapter. Alright, and it looks like we're heading to an oasis village for this chapter. So, with nothing else to go over, let's go ahead and begin the chapter.
Divine One, Royals of the Three Kingdoms, welcome to Solm Palace. I'm Sephoria, the Queen of Solm.
It's an honor to meet you, Queen Sephoria.
And you. Really, it's a treat. And a surprise. I never expected Forgato to bring the Divine Dragon here. Out of everything he's done on his outings, this is the most impressive.
I was just doing what any prince would do for his queen.
That's Mom to you. My son tries to act so cool, so detached. Anyway, those introductions when you arrived, there were a lot of them. First you, Divine One, and then the Pyrenees, Brodian, and Elusian royalty. Quite the guest list. I was so overwhelmed I nearly fell off my throne.
You have my apologies. We're here about a very important matter.
Yes, you said. Feldragon Sombron's return. I had no idea all that was happening. And he created those creatures, That explains why they're so vicious.
But your palace hasn't been attacked by the corrupted? Or Elusian forces?
Oh, it has. We got rid of them.
I see. You got rid of them. Wait, really? All of them?
You seem surprised.
I'm impressed. But certainly glad no one's breached the palace.
I'm sorry to hear the other countries are having a harder time of it. And Queen Lumera, I visited her in Lethos many times. She was always very gracious. Naturally, the Queendom of Solm stands with you in your war against the Feldragon.
Thank you. On that note, I have a request. The Ring of the Radiant Hero, which was entrusted to Solm. May I take it?
Of course. I'll get it right away. Wait. Where was it again? I haven't seen it for a while. Forgato, do you know where the ring might be?
No clue. Maybe it's in the doodad drawer?
Please, wait here a moment.
Oh. Okay.
The doodad drawer.
Has it been lying around in a musty cupboard this whole time?
This is one of the strongest emblem rings. I don't know what to say.
You know what? I just remembered. Tamara took it with her.
Tamara?
My sister. Also the crown princess.
She's set to inherit my crown. And like Forgato, she's always out doing who knows what. To be fair, I acted the same when I was young. Anyway, she's been gone for days.
Probably on a camping trip. Oh, that sounds great right now.
So it's true. The crown princess and prince aren't around much.
And she doesn't know when they'll be back.
We can look for Princess Tamara. Do you have any idea where she might be?
I think she was heading to the southern desert, in which case she'd set up camp in the oasis.
All right then. We'll head there.
You know, a trip to the oasis is just what I need. I'll pack my things.
Yeah, actually, Mom, how about you stay put?
Oh, all right. You kids go on without me. If you find Tamara, do summon the Emblem, will you? I'd love to meet him. Be careful. It's already getting dark out.
Come on, everyone. I'll lead the way.
This meat is gonna hit the spot. I hope you're hungry for fun, 'cause that's what's on the menu first. And now, an exclusive performance from the one and only Tamara! I'll be performing my favorite song with my backup singers, Marin and Panette.
Ready.
As am I. Hope you remember the words. And a 1 and a 2. Meat, meat, meaty meat, meat.
What have we here? A bunch of pretty birds squawking away in the night. Ha! Cheap, cheap.
Cheap, cheap is right. But there's nothing cheap about the ring that one has. Let's grab it.
Meaty, meaty, ah yeah. Meaty, meaty,
Hey, hey, quit your con!
Who are you two?
Come on, wake up! What do you think? We're bandits! Bandits!
And what do bandits do? Take stuff, like your fancy ring there. Give it.
Oh.
Oh? Oh? That's all? You're in trouble. Really in it. Right now.
In it and surrounded by it. We've got monsters. Big fans of ours. These two and way more.
So, we asked nicely, but you had to make us mad. Now, we'll do this our way.
I saw a bonfire. That's gotta be her.
What were those strange sounds?
Tamara and her friends singing.
Oh. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. People call them the Racket of Solm for a reason. Weird that they stopped. An attack, you think?
Let's get over there and find out.
Tamara!
Oh, hey, Fagato.
So you're Princess Tamara. Nice to meet you.
Don't tell me. You're the Divine Dragon, right? Fagato wouldn't have come here unless he found you first.
He wouldn't have... What?
Not important. We've got bigger stakes to roast. Have to deal with these bandits for a start. It'd really help if you could use your summoning powers on this ring.
The Ring of the Radiant Hero.
I've always wanted to meet the person who lives in here. Can you make that happen?
All right.
Great. And a 1 and a 2.
Fight on. Emblem of Radiance.
Dang, those arms! You're ready to fight.
I'm Ike. Make sure you use me wisely.
Thanks for your help, Ike. You'll be fighting alongside Princess Tamara in this battle.
Alright, getting into this fight, as you can see, it's a dark fight. So I want to go into my inventory and make sure that at least some of my faster units have torches. So let's see how many torches we actually have. Looks like we have 4. Sure. We'll put 1 with Alcrest, or not Alcrest, Alfred, and we'll put 1, we'll give 1 to Ivy. I don't think I've ever used the Psyche, so we'll swap that out for a torch. Just so our 2 faster units are able to get in the front lines faster and actually fight. And I'll actually give Fram that psych as well. And nope, I do not want to return to the map. I want to select units because I'm going to take Fregato off, and I think I'm going to put Diamond and Lucina on just to give us a little extra power. And let's swap around. I want, basically, if we go all the way over here, we have to defeat these two, who both have 2 health bars. So we have 4 health bars in this chapter that we have to deal with. And the quickest route is going to be down this direction and through here. Which means I actually think everyone is fine where they're sitting. So we are just going to start the fight.
What's that? More? Those cheap birds must have gone con for help. Phooey! That's what I say. They won't beat our monsters.
That's right. Not to mention our thieves. Experts in the art of ransackery.
They're gonna attack the village. We have to stop them before anybody gets hurt. Marin, Penette, come on!
As you command, my princess. We'll crush them with the hammer of justice.
Indeed, they shall sorely regret terrorizing these poor, innocent people.
Alright, so we have to defeat those two, and we cannot be defeated in this battle. Also, why don't we get to run through darkness? These 3 can run through darkness all they want, but we're not allowed to?
What's our move?
That doesn't seem very fair, now does it? Actually, can I put you, like, right here? And can that open up this whole place? That's
devoted to you.
Super useful, actually. That just saves us from one use of having to use our torches. But we just need to very quickly take these guys out, and I'm actually going to have you go to... Oh, there it is. Visit.
What's that? Bandits? Oh, jeez. I'd rather you get a hold of this than they do.
And we get a Seraph robe, which is very nice. Adds 5 HP permanently. And getting into this fight, I actually want to talk about the new units that we got, because one of them is one of my favorite units in this game. And it's a shame that she's not actually stronger than she is. But the one I'm talking about is Marin, right here. She is a Wolf Knight, which is an incredibly strong and fast unit.
The way forward is blocked, but not for long. Go, Tamara. With my strength, you'll have no problem opening up a path.
And they're telling us about Ike here, but I'll go over Ike in a little bit. But what I was saying about Marin is that she is a Wolf Knight, which is roughly the same as a cavalry unit, except that she doesn't... The wolf is technically faster, so she has higher movement than cavalry units usually do. And on top of that, she is a knife wielder, which means leveling up her weapon makes her not exponentially stronger, but gives her 2 power per level up, which is really nice. It's probably my favorite unit in the entire game, outside of maybe Ivy. Ivy might be my favorite unit, but Marin is a close second.
Tell me where.
And then we can talk about Tamara next, because Tamara is basically all brawn. She is very much just a powerhouse used to fight basically tooth and nail with brute strength. She's a very straightforward unit. She uses a lance. She will hit things very hard, and if you level her up or use a master seal on her, she becomes a monster, basically. How far can we engage? Just out of curiosity. I don't think we're going to be able to reach them from here, but just out of my own curiosity. Yeah, we're still a ways off. So we'll just wait here. And see what the enemies do. I'm assuming snuffing out the torches.
Get going! Yeah, start at that house there.
Let's go!
And there they go. They're snuffing out the torches. There we go. I'm okay with that outcome. Basically, I'm really afraid of these out front units because they can be sort of a handful to handle. And our equipment is actually falling behind a little bit because I haven't been fighting every unit as possible. So we're behind on levels just slightly, which isn't like a terrible problem, but could end up being
You're done for.
more disastrous than I would like to admit.
You were a worthy opponent.
Let's see here. I'm going to assume I can get down here in the next 3 turns. Mostly through teleportations and stuff like that. So we are going to use you to engage. And we're gonna bolt this thief right here. Just to get them out of the way.
Mediocre.
That will also allow me to move farther forward with these two.
Retribution.
So I don't have to worry about them being in the way when I bring Ivy up. And if I bring Ivy here, we can engage. And Camilla should give us enough room to at least move here. And then that's not enough. Basically, I want to juggle these two as far forward as I can in order to get torches as forward as possible. So we're going to bring Alfred up here. Getting an extra level on Ivy just for teleporting. And next turn probably we'll be able to open this up. Let's see. Phoenix, you can take out this one so I don't have to worry about him or them chasing after us anymore. And another level for the Divine Dragon. And then I think we're just going to do some more teleportation shenanigans. Because we should be able to go here and rescue Alcrest. And basically I want to keep Alcrest as close as possible just so he can engage and hit them as soon as possible to give us at least 1 health bar taken off of them. Speaking of which, can we reach them yet? No, we cannot. We are closer, though. That is a ruffian. Maybe next turn, but we'll just wait here for now. And I don't want to be engaged. And then Diamant will bring up the rear in case anyone follows after us. And this is unfortunately a longer chapter because of darkness. We could probably ended this chapter in like 3 turns if it wasn't for the darkness. / if it wasn't for the extra life totals that they have. Speaking of which, from here on out, enemies will have extra health bars, giving them basically giving them like extra life to extra life bars is what I'm trying to say. Just couldn't think of the words for some reason. Let's go ahead and engage.
Grant me strength and victory.
The Ike for the first time, because I hear he fights for his friends, and I'm going to hit this man with a big hammer. As you can see, the hammer is a smash weapon, so it will always go last. But it does allow us to smash the opponent so they can't fight back against us.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
Which also allows us to just take them out and head forward, where I am actually going to use this torch now. And that is about as far as I can get them. So we'll move here. We'll see what Rescue can reach. Rescue cannot reach that far, unfortunately. But it can reach this far. So we are going to do that, and we should be plenty close to send a mass amount of arrows at these people. And let's just see how much damage this actually does.
Stuck with me.
Can we actually take them out in one turn? Where are you? Nope, where are they? Can I really still not reach them? I really still cannot reach them. What about here? I was almost certain that I could reach them. There we go. I finally made it so I could reach them. And I can't even take out either of their health bars. Great. Go ahead and hit them anyway.
Nothing I hate worse than a meddler. You stuck your nose in our business, you'll pay.
Now I have you.
You'll pay, even though you can't counterattack because I'm firing from like half a mile away. That did 45 damage and still didn't take them out. That's insane, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm going to worry about actually warping anyone this turn. Tiamat, can you actually... You can't actually take them out. So I'll just bring you forward and leave Yunaka to take them out. I know I brought this up, ironically, in the chapter we got Yunaka, but I just hate these dark levels. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them in total in this game, and all of them suck. They're just the worst levels in these games because of how long they are. They just drag on, and they're just super irritating to deal with. I'm actually just gonna stand right here, engage, and let them come to me. Because if you didn't see, the 2 bosses actually started moving forward, so we're just gonna use Aruta, Aruta, something to that effect. And we're just gonna take out some of these flying units using Outcrest, because he is very suited to do that. And level 4 archer. If you're wondering why I have him as an archer and not one of his regular classes, it's because I want him to... I need to equip the Silver Lance, but I want Outcrest to be able to be on horseback at some point during this, during the story mode of this game. So, in order to do that, I have to have him be an archer and not a lord or whatever his other class was called. Can I really not attack from here? That's irritating. Wow, they just live. Guess we'll use Elfire. I could have sworn that Thoron would have been enough power to actually take them out, but I guess not. And you can go here and just use your bolting. So we don't have to deal with them anymore.
It's a terrible state of affairs.
And I'm hoping that between Celine, Ivy, Alfred, and Alcrest, we can take out the 2 units that are here. Maybe next turn, but I'm not sure. Will you... Actually, yeah, we'll use Psych. Because you need to be healed just in case one comes after you. Speaking of which, I never actually talked about her, and I probably should, because I talked about the other 2. She's my least favorite unit from this chapter. Just pretty plain and simple. Panette is what I'm going to call her by, because I don't know if that's correct, but it's correct enough for me. Panette is just a axe user that uses a smash weapon, and I'm not a huge fan of smash weapons, so it ends up being a unit that's pretty slow, uses a weapon that a lot of people use, and is a weapon type that I just don't like. So it overall ends up being just like everything that I dislike about everything about her. I just dislike. So
careless.
And Diamant might be able to actually deal with that one. Are the ruffians here? Are they here yet? They are. Okay. That is perfect. We are going to use you to take out this one. And I'm basically going to send Alfred into a war. We'll use... That's actually not enough power. Is this enough power? Not even close. Huh. In that case, I want to have Amir equipped. And I'm going to just use 3 houses on you.
The oasis is ours, you hear? We've got exclusive plundering rights.
Don't hold this against him.
We've got exclusive plundering rights. Dude, you're like a 2-bit thug at best. All you did was come here, saw 3 girls singing, and saw like 1 expensive ring, and were like, I guess I'll fight to the death for that. It's just like the least thought out plan I think possible, but take out this flying unit.
You're much more skilled.
Good job, Alcrest. You did nothing, but good job. Can you get over here to actually... Can I... I'm going to actually... Who do I want to rescue? I think I'm going to rescue Marin. Because Marin, as I said, is just a great unit, and is really good in this chapter, being able to run ahead. But I'm hoping to be able to take out... I guess Tachi is his name?
Ooh, I just spotted a rare bug.
Because if we take out his first health bar, we can use Ivy to fly over here. And does she have enough power? She does with Elfire, so we'll use Elfire. And this should take out the first of them. I'll take the crit. Didn't need it, but I'll take the crit.
Yes, I let my brother down. Again.
And that just leaves 1. And we should easily be able to take him out next turn. I don't even think these 3 are going to do anything in this fight. We'll use Mend on Diamant just so he lives and let him get a little bit of extra experience by fighting this Wyvern Rider. should be able to take him out in one hit. Just a little bit of extra experience because, again, these four are doing nothing, I think. But let's see what Tochi does now. That's more damage than I would want to do. But also, thanks for missing and just taking out your first health bar by yourself.
I won, my princess.
Alright, that's good. Don't have to worry about that. And we get upgraded wind from that. That's actually really nice. We'll use... You have a 0% chance of hitting me, so I have nothing to worry about. So we'll throw the sun at you to start. And who is the lowest level? You're level 18, Jesus. You're level 8, you're level 4, level 1, level 4, and level 3. I think I'm gonna just let Outcrest take this. Go ahead and let him take out this. Let him take out the enemy that he started to take out at the beginning.
Was it much of a big brother? Was I?
And that is the chapter. Actually, only took about 5 turns. I was expecting it to go longer. 6 turns. Excuse me. Also, Outcrest and Lynn being MVPs for taking out basically that guy's entire both health bars. But that's the chapter.
That takes care of that. Sorry for roping you into the scuffle, Divine One.
That's all right. But I haven't had a chance to say why I'm here. I already explained this to Queen Sephoria and Prince Fogato, but the Fell Dragon has been released. He's back. It's sudden, I know. You're probably shocked.
I already knew.
You did?
Mom and Fogato did too. We've all known for a while now.
Fogato, you too?
Sorry. Truth is, our chance meeting in Tula Desert wasn't totally by chance.
Were you deceiving us?
The opposite, actually. I had to make sure that you weren't deceiving us. When the Fell Dragon returned, we had to take steps to protect our country.
I'll lay it out for you. The palace has scouts all over Elios, keeping an eye on the 3 kingdoms. When Elusia brought back the Fell Dragon, we learned about it early on. But we couldn't beat him without the emblem rings. And we couldn't use them without you. Our only option was to focus on defense. The corrupted started appearing, so we had to quickly lay out a plan.
And what was the plan?
First off, Mom would stay in the palace. She'd work with the royal guard to keep out intruders. And we'd send out our militia, the Sentinels, to bolster soldiers' efforts against the corrupted.
As captain, my job was to watch out for the corrupted near the Elusian border. If someone claimed to be the Divine Dragon, I'd size them up and bring them to the palace.
That's why you hid the fact you're a prince.
I was in the Sentinels too, and I wandered the country keeping our rings safe.
As part of this plan, did you ever consider asking for another country's help?
No, because then we'd have to help them. We can't fight another country's battles. We're stretched thin fighting our own. That's how Solm does it. You scratch your own back, we'll scratch ours. Thank you very much.
I see.
I'm sorry we misled you, but we did it to protect the queendom.
I don't mean to criticize your country's way of doing things. I'm just surprised.
Here's the most important part of the plan, though. If you did turn out to be the Divine Dragon, we'd give you the Ring of the Radiant Hero, and then tell you where to find our other emblem ring.
Solm has a second ring?
Yep, the Ring of the Crux of Fate. It's in the...
Your Highness, a message from Solm Palace.
Huh? What is it?
Hortensia, Princess of Elusia, has breached the palace. Oh.
What? How did she get in? We have to save Mom.
Let's go.
Alright, so we have our mission for the next episode. We have our next mission, I guess I should say. which is to go help the Queen of Solm from Princess Hortensia, who I guess is still working with Elusia even though they killed her father, which doesn't really make sense if you think about it. But we did just get another emblem, so we need to talk about him. So, Emblem Ike. As I said during the battle, I heard he fights for his friends. But in that same vein, he is amazing on any tank units you have. Specifically, Diamant is a really good unit for him. Mostly because Diamant uses a sword and Ike eventually gets a sword to use. So it kind of balances out, as well as Ike just giving extra strength, which is really good for Diamant. Mostly because at this point he's been falling behind, but with the extra strength he would be able to catch up pretty quickly. The other things are, he's very, very similar to Emblem Hector, in the fact that he's a tank unit that can basically go in the front of any battle and just take hits. Ike has an ability called Long's Friend, which makes the unit incredibly tanky by basically halving any damage that they would take in exchange for them losing all ability to actually avoid attacks. But even with the losing the ability to avoid attacks, being able to halve any damage is an incredible skill. And also, Ike's hammer, like I went over in the actual chapter, is a smash weapon, and is actually our second example of a smash weapon on an emblem. The other one being Amir on the Emblem 3 Houses. But like I said, I don't really like smash weapons, so the hammer isn't super helpful. It does have effectiveness on armored units, so any armored units he's very good against. But other than that, I just find it more of a liability than anything else, and would mostly prefer to just use the weapons of the units themselves to avoid the downside of the smash weapons. But I think that's all I have to go over for Ike, so I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we're gonna rush over to the palace and see what Princess Hortensia is doing. But until then, happy adventuring!